Hi, I'm here to tell you about a wonderful, joyous, and heartfelt story. But first, let me tell you that I, R.M. Bryant, am the author. Actually, it's a semi-fictional story, and it touches my heart in so many ways. I'd like to take a little bit of time to share this with you. So why don't you go get a cup of coffee and then come on back and enjoy the readings of When We Meet Again, R.M. Bryant. Prologue. The air always smells so fresh and clean. To be here in this place is forever so wonderful. The light that is here is ever so bright, delightful, cozy, and pleasant. How great it is to be forever. To never go hungry, to never feel sadness, loneliness, or pain. To be able to know and experience absolute love and joy. To play, to run, to jump, and to be happy never ends. What a wonderful place to be. Chapter 1, Memories. Some time back, as my friends and I were running and playing, I suddenly stopped and thought I heard in the distance a familiar sound and scented a familiar scent of long ago. Memories began to take shape and flood my thoughts. I was beginning to feel forgotten emotions. Just then, somewhere in this place and time, something compelled me to search out more. As I moved forward, I told the others to go on without me. Soon I came upon a small grassy spot where the smells were mixed with heavier scents of things I had not thought about for a long time, but were always deep within me. The sounds I could hear were fading in and out. The sounds and smells were in my memory from days of uncertainty and joy. But why are these things coming back to me here and now? I wondered if I needed to remember these things for a reason. Just maybe. For sure, at this time I am not nervous or scared in any way. Not in any way, for it could never exist here. I am in a place of pure love and security. Yet my curiosity was certainly strong. Since I decided to stay here for a while, I searched and scratched the grass to be sure that no other creature was going to lie down with me. Comfortably settled, I began to reflect on a lifetime long ago that wasn't so joyful and safe. For you see, in that lifetime, I was a dog. Even now, in this beautiful, happy, and safe place, I am still a dog. With this in mind, and moving forward, I find my memory takes me to a time of younger years and all that came to be. As I recall, it was in the year of our Lord. Okay, I know. It's just that I always wanted to say this. I heard many stories that were read to others that started out like this. I really don't know what it means, but it sounds important. Anyway, in those days, I was somewhat oblivious to many things and at times a bit rough and untamable. Being happy and carefree wasn't always in my favor, you might say. There were times I thought all I needed was attention. Really, I'm not making this up. It took a while for me to understand that my way wasn't always a good way to get the attention I so wanted. Just maybe this is part of something I had to learn. Perhaps these memories will provide an answer to this. You see, in that lifetime, I was a particular breed known as a Dalmatian. Now, while in those days of happiness, and yes, also a bit of a troublemaker, I was given the name Jake, a name that I was proud to have because of when and who gave it to me. But for now, let's just back up a bit and explain how I first received the name Jake. Wow, I am amazed at how all these memories are coming back to me as I ponder more. There's one more thing before continuing. First of all, I cannot begin to express my heartfelt days of loneliness, hunger, being scared, and many times just not knowing where I'd find shelter or if I'd ever be loved. Oh, sure, there was the joy of being my own boss, being smelly, dirty, and carefree. Doing whatever I wanted and whenever I wanted without restrictions. So much fun that was, too. Like, who was I really kidding? As I think back, for sure it was myself. After all, I was a dog who was to be serving my human beings. What was that say? Oh, yeah, man's best friend. That's what I was supposed to be, man's best friend. Well, with all my carefree running, who was really there to care for me? But more importantly, who was I to care for, protect, and love? Just who? Also, sure did miss being hugged, petted, and getting those scratches. Oh, those scratches, especially on my back and on my chest. You know, the harder places for me to really reach easily. Wow, I really did miss that. Oh, heck, it was being scratched anywhere. Okay, moving forward. Prior to my carefree days, I was born with 9 brothers and sisters in open land under some kind of shelter that Mom had found for protection. Wow, big family. Mom was smart and did the best she could with all of us. We were always hungry and trying to suckle her milk. It was good, too. She was a good mom and made sure we all took turns so none of us would be left out. If one of us tried to suckle her before the other was done, she would gently push us aside and explain to us about patience and taking turns so we would all have a better chance of survival. She told us many times that it was important we respected and looked out for one another. Pretty, too. Although I must mention that I wasn't sure at times why she taught us to stay hidden when she went out for her food. One day, I noticed that we were all changing in size and the way we looked. We were developing spots. Many of us had these black spots. My 2 sisters had brown spots, and my 1 brother had mixed colors. We were all changing and getting so big that staying inside this place was getting very crowded. As time went on, we were able to also stop drinking only Mother's milk and started eating the food she brought back for us. I don't know what the stuff was that she brought back, but I can remember it was good. With all of us growing so much, we needed to eat more and more. So, Mom began to let us go with her for short distances and watch how she would get us food. Got to admit, things were very different out there. There was so much to see and learn. How did Mom know where to go and what to do? The best part of being outside was that there was more room to run and play. As we grew, our playing at times would be some light fighting with growling noises, light biting, pulling on one another's tail, and knocking one another to the ground. Playing was a very big part of our life. It was always fun, except the times when Mom would get a bit upset with one of us if we crashed into her too much. One thing for sure, we all loved each other. As a dog, being a bit rough with one another was also going to help us in case we needed to protect ourselves, as Mom would tell us. I didn't understand much about having to protect myself. After all, life was full of playing and running. My breed especially loved to run a lot. Just a minute. Something just occurred to me. In recalling my memories, I realized I am able to relive every moment by moment like it was just happening, but without the emotions of fear, sadness, or whatever I had experienced at that time. Interesting. These were only the memories that I am able to share without affecting me in any way at this time. It's as if it was another life and not quite my own. However, every detail strongly remains with me. Oh, before I continue, just give me a minute to get more comfortable. So a little standing, stretching, turning, sniffing the area, and checking just in case any little creature just happened to join me. I wouldn't want to crush anyone. After all, we all exist here in peace and unity. Okay, this should do nicely. Now, being nice and cozy again, I can settle back down and recall these memories. Chapter 2, Unexpected Events. Drifting off to these times again, I remember that day all too well, which was the beginning of a new life for me. It was a very hot day, with everything now drying after the water had come down from above throughout the darkness. More importantly, it was time for us to go out and play. What fun we were having! Mom told us to stay near one another. My one brother and I were playing chase. He couldn't catch me because I was a fast runner, and I kept running farther and farther away. I loved to run. When I turned around to find him, he was nowhere in sight. Boy, am I fast, or did he give up, I thought. As I started back, I noticed a little creature scurrying along the ground. So being very curious to find out what it was, and maybe it would play with me, I followed it for a long time till it went into a hole in the ground and wouldn't come out again. Well, that wasn't much fun. I waited for it to come out again, but it never did. I was getting hungry and thirsty. It was getting late and time for me to get back to my family. I'm sure Mom was getting worried by now. But oh no, I realized, which way did I come from? Okay, stay calm and remember what Mom taught you, I said to myself. I have to use my nose and follow my own scent back. After all, everything was going well until I saw a dark shape on the ground. Great! This was going to be a fun day. I had something else to play with. Even though I didn't know what it was, chasing it was going to be fun. Finally, I was able to pounce on it. But wait a minute, nothing happened, and I didn't feel anything under me. The dark thing moved out from under me so fast. What? How did that happen that I pounced on the ground and it quickly moved right out from under me? The dark shape continued to move in circles and was getting bigger. Now I will pounce on you again, and this time. Just then I happened to look up and saw this great big thing above me with big wings coming toward me. It was much bigger than the ones I chased out of the bushes back home. I had better take cover. Something didn't seem right to me, I sensed. Better take cover like Mom taught us. But where to go? Keeping low and running as fast as I could in all different directions was very important. My heart was beating faster and faster. I could hear the sounds of the wind from its wings getting closer and closer to me. Then all of a sudden, I felt something on my back that caused me great pain. At that moment, I became confused and so scared as I felt myself being lifted off the ground. Oh no, I thought, what's happening to me? I yelled, Mom! Mom, help me! Help me! I yelled over and over. So, if you want to find out what happens next, just click the button below or go on Amazon or Barnes & Noble and type in the search bar R.M. Bryant. When we meet again, it'll pop up. It's ages 7 to 107, a great semi-fictional story. Follow our adventures and our journey and enjoy our story. When we meet again, R.M. Bryant. Thank you.